everybody, welcome back to Daytime. We are joined with the ladies from Hot Yoga Aurora again, Melissa Williams and Naz Krim are back. Welcome to the show. Well, back to the show, ladies. You never leave, you're always here, right? Once a month we're hanging out.
Yes, we're regulars.
Let me ask you a personal question right off the hop, because I'm sure people want to know what I want to know. My back is the worst it's ever been. Is yoga sort of a great way to start loosening it up and getting it started to feel like a normal back again?
Oh yeah. So what we're going to focus on the segment today is core strength, and getting your core strength is the key to getting rid of all the back pain, especially lower back pain.
Really?
When you don't have core strength, you get into the lower back, and that begins to work all the way up the vertebrae, right up to the upper back. So yeah.
Wow, so the core is really our foundation.
It is. It's our center, it's our balance, you
Yeah.
know. So you take your yoga off the mat, you know, and that's when you build that strength. That's when you find you get a lot of relief from any type of back pain. Yeah.
And so Naz, when you're practicing your yoga techniques and your shoulders are back and you're practicing breathing, once the class is done and you go into your everyday life, you're sort of always aware of those things, aren't you?
Absolutely. You find like when you're driving and you're sitting in your car, you're sitting up straighter.
Yeah.
You know, you're finding that posture. And we had this discussion with a lot of people that do Pilates as well, that you're just suddenly so much more aware of your body.
Yeah.
Your posture.
You-
Yeah.
Your
That
center's
body
great.
awareness.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
so we're doing some core strength. So are they the same moves we normally see, or are we doing something a little bit different today?
More targeted.
Yeah.
We're going to target the core. So, you know, yoga is the best way that you can condition and strengthen the core.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different approaches to yoga with regards to core. You know, there's the outer abdominal area, and then there's the deeper core where people believe that it's, you know, linked to more of a spiritual, emotional,
Right.
you know, where you
The
can
chakra.
Exactly, yeah.
And so what is Naz doing right here? She's
She's
sort of
moving
doing
in.
a-
She's just limbering up the spine, so moving in through her cat and cow.
Okay.
So this is important for us, especially when you begin your yoga class. It's important to begin to limber up the body. So you want to warm up the body before you move into anything that engages you. I like to do core at the beginning of a class. It does
Over,
help.
Melissa.
It does help people become more aware of their core. So as they move through their practice, what happens is they get into the deeper abdominal muscles rather than just the outer muscles. So this is a balancing table. And
I've seen this before. This is difficult.
It is. It is difficult. It requires you to find that center, the balance, and that engages the core. So doing a balancing, any type of balance, you know, even if you just sort of stand on, you know, one leg, that'll take you into engaging the core.
And it's so much nicer than sitting there and doing 100 crunches.
Exactly, yes.
You just,
This is boat, which is Navasana, and that engages the core and that gets into the back. It's important when you do something like this that you don't slouch in the back, you know, and you can bring your hands behind you to support the back anytime you need to. So for a beginner, you would want to do this. And this is going to be more beneficial for you to get into the core, especially as you're just starting out. For more advanced, you can straighten out the legs and move deeper into that.
Because there's really about 3 poses for each pose, right? A beginner, a basic, and an advanced.
Exactly.
For someone like me, who is basically a beginner, is there a beginner class at Hot Yoga to sort of get me into the flow?
And get used to the hot too.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
all of our classes are designed for beginner, intermediate, as well as advanced. So we'll take you through all of that for any of the classes that you come to. Most of our teachers have a strong focus on the core, and that, you know, will free a lot of us from injuries. So we want to try and avoid injuries. So getting into the core is a way that we can, you know, become more aware, you know, of the subtle movements of what we should and shouldn't be doing. Right, downward facing dog.
Is this a core workout or more
Definitely.
so? It is.
Yeah, downward facing dog is an all over body strengthener. This is plank.
So you got to push back and hold.
You've got to
the
push
plank.
back and hold. You've got to draw in and up, which is also known as Uddiyana Bandha. So drawing in and up. And this is very strong
very-
core.
Side
you know,
plank.
yeah. So you need to have a strong core in order to align yourself. So these are, and for beginner, you know, Naz will come into the modification on the
Don't
other
be shy
side.
now. Show it off.
So you can bring the top
Raise
leg
the
down.
leg.
This would be a beginner. So not, you know, if it's not possible, come into the beginner and move into something like this. So again, you know, work in the core, especially at the beginning of your class. You know, get in tune with that. And you find as you move through your practice,
Namaste.
it becomes a little more in tune with your mind and, you know, engaging into.
And I love that the
deeper.
whole routine that she just did there. What's it called?
salutation?
I want
The sun salutation.
Yeah,
So we didn't
it was
do
so
that.
fluid.
But
Or
this,
the
yes, we normally flow.
salutation, you
So
stand up?
vinyasa, yeah.
Oh,
Raise,
okay.
Yes.
down.
Yeah,
I
like
know.
you're not
Yes.
stopping between each. It's very continuous.
Yes, balancing poses as well are really, really good for the core. And so when Naz is done here, that is excellent. So when Naz is done here, we'll go into our Ardha Chandrasana, which is a half moon. So coming into it,
Yep.
just finding that balance
Atta girl, Naz.
again,
Wow.
is again crucial. Yeah.
Yoga is ageless.
great.
For people even
Yeah.
who are getting into their senior years who want to sort of get back into shape, is yoga a nice way to do it?
Yes, somebody practicing yoga, it does take off about 9 years. Yes, so
Really?
yeah.
I
9
need that.
years.
Yeah.
Maybe 21
Let's
again.
we gotta sign up.
Yeah.
22.
Yeah.
21.
So if you practice
Yeah.
yoga
Yes.
moderately throughout your life,
Yes.
you can take 9 years off your life.
Yes, and it's a study that was done at Harvard University,
Wow.
and there is a chemical that is produced in the brain
Yeah.
that does almost, halt and begin to reverse the aging process.
And you've got
Lovely.
the blood going to,
Yeah.
it's so great.
Yeah.
We're going to send everybody to the website, but also on Sunday, February 27th at 11 a.m. at the Great Hall in New York Region building, you're doing Power of Movement. That's great. You can stop by there and have a class and enjoy. We'll be right back.